Open your eyes up, people, and take a good look around. Catch the tears filling up all those cracks in the ground. Turn off your televisions, leave your picture-perfect neighborhoods. A lot of folks out there ain't doing so good. Too many of us left out here on the cold. No invitations given, no welcome mats unrolled, but you can be the change you want to see. Be the hope to those whose lives are far from easy. Reach out and lend a hand, share everything you can, and be the change. Be the change.
Hi, we'd like to invite you to take a small trip with us, from the comfort of your office or your favorite seat in a cafe. You don't need to pack anything, and the trip is free, but in exchange, we'd like to ask you one small favor. Suspend for just a moment whatever is occupying you most. On this trip, we'd like to ask you to be here, in this place, with these people, if only for a few short minutes. Nicaragua is nestled in the center of Latin America. In the heart of Nicaragua, located on the slopes of a sleeping volcano, is a village called Tepeyac. It is simply a cluster of family farms without a town center, a central street, road signs, a hospital, or even running water. Although Tepeyac has no center, it does have a heart. And that heart is the school, Juan Diego, and centered around it are the hopes and dreams of this tiny community. Once you arrive in Tepeyac, the first thing you will notice is that shyness is not one of its customs. You might be greeted by a group of nuns, locally referred to as Las Hermanas, or the Sisters. Or you might meet one of the local community leaders, all of whom live within eyesight of Mombacho volcano and Lake Nicaragua, one of the largest lakes in the world. It is also just as likely that you will be met by a handful of giggling kids who challenge you to an impromptu soccer match, or a chance to practice the handful of English words that they've learned in class or on the radio. By our standards, the people of Tepeyac are poor. They live without most of the things we take for granted, including bathrooms, running water, and electricity. The nearest store is 6 miles away, and the nearest medical clinic is even further. Life is difficult for these folks, but they choose to meet their hardships with a smile. In 2008, a small group of TCU students and staff heard about these people's difficult lives. Determined to learn more and to help them in any way we could, we traveled to Tepeyac. After a week of cultural immersion, we sat down with the community leaders to discuss their needs, ranging from school supplies and soccer jerseys, to fences, doors for the school, and a source of clean water for the community. We heard from village elders, young business entrepreneurs, women working in factories, and college students, all having in common their love for Tepeyac. The outcome of this conversation was the establishment of an ongoing mutual relationship between the folks of Tepeyac and a handful of TCU students and Fort Worth community and business leaders. Over and over again they said, "Don't forget us." And after traveling to Tepeyac and getting to know them, how could we? We'd like to invite you to join us in our commitment to the people of Tepeyac, either through your time, your talents, or your resources. We told them we wouldn't forget them, and introducing them to you is the first step in honoring our promise. Community to community, Tepeyac to Texas.
Reach out and lend a hand, share everything you can, and be the change. Be the change. reach out and lend a hand. Share everything you can and be the change. Be the change. Be the change. Be the change. Be the change.